Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody here with us tonight. My name is Mark McGrain. I'm the Assistant Council Commissioner for the soon-to-be Great Falls Council. For those that aren't aware of what a commissioner is, so commissioner is a unit-serving individual that is a volunteer in the council, and more morale, unit service, support. Um, Most of you would be familiar with what we would call a unit commissioner, which goes out and works with the units, or a roundtable commissioner that puts on the monthly trainings, possibly a district commissioner. We also have a council commissioner who works with the council president and the scout executive in overall operations. And I am the council commissioner's doobie. That's what I am. More specifically, I focus on technology, working with a great crew of individuals, which I'll introduce in a moment, um, doing all of our background tech support to make all of our nice tools work and to help you when there's problems going on with your tools. So with that, I will have the first to introduce themselves and what they help us out with. So Charlotte.
Hi, everybody. I'm Charlotte Clark. Thank you for joining us this evening. I am the Marketing and Activities Director for the Council, a position that I started July 1st. And on day one, in my first meeting, I found out that lo and behold, we were merging. So it's been a busy first introduction to being involved with the council. It's been really fantastic to work with the volunteers and staff at what is our east or southeast section of what will be the new Great Falls Council. We thank you for taking the time to meet with us tonight. I am also a Cub Master, so I'm serving in a volunteer role as well for PAC 829 in Youngstown. So again, thank you for joining us and look forward to giving you some hopefully helpful information.
And Patrick.
Hi, I'm Pat Van Zyl. I'm helping with the redesign of the website. Been working with Mark for the last, feels like last year almost now. First redesigning the Five Rivers Council website and then upgrading that to become the new Great Falls website. I'm also the Assistant Scoutmaster for Troop 18 in Hammondsport, as well as the Treasurer for Troop 84B and G out of Horseheads.
He's way downplaying it. He's been doing a lot on the back end of the website to get things ready for us. You'll see all the work that he's been, you won't actually see it. He actually does a really good job. So you will not see all the stuff that he's been doing on the backside of it. Um, excuse me. Also part of our team has been Josh Stelrick, who many of you already know from Western New York, who's been working heavily with our hardware and some of our other technology areas. Jill Vandersteen, who is our vice president of marketing, who's been working very closely with Charlotte on a lot of the materials. And we'll be talking to you about their ends of that in just a little bit. And then helping wrangle on the technology side and unfortunately dealing with me a lot is Bob Blatz, operations manager, right? That's the correct title for Bob. Thank you. Okay, with no further ado, then the three of us are going to take ourselves off of view as well. We're going to hide our smiling faces and get right into our presentation. So we're going to hide us, and I'm going to get a screen share going here for our presentation. And again, please feel free to use your um, chat room and put stuff up in there because we will be watching the chat the entire time to bring things up. Okay, so everyone should be able to see my nice little sneak preview screen going on there. Um, Overview for the night is the introductions, which we just did. We'll be talking about our communication structure, our new website, social media that we'll be using, newsletters, and a few other tools. So, kind of the overall gist from there. So, to begin with, our communication structure, we're going to be looking at a multi-channel approach to getting the information out to you. Everybody takes it in different ways, and there's no one perfect method for communication. So we like to use a lot of different ones on that. And some of them you're familiar with, and some may be all new to you. So the website to begin with is a great, generally I'll call it as a semi-static one. A lot of the information is there. It's references to go back to. It has a few areas that are dynamic or keep updating. But it's always going to be a spot that we want you to go to be able to pull up information at any time, a good reference tool. We have Scoutbook, and for some of you, this is going to be new. A lot of you are familiar with Scoutbook as a unit-based tool. Well, from there also, we have our merit badge counselor list. And the other part of that is that we can send out messages through there, and those messages can go out to unit leaders, it can go out to families, any mixture thereof. The really important part of that is making sure that your email in My Desk Scouting or Scout Book is correct. So for you to get messages, and these messages will usually come up of you have a message from the Great Falls Council. So please don't spam us. Um, the water cooler is an internal Facebook page that we'll be talking about in a little bit, but that'll be a group that we hope that you join and get more information from there of things going on inside of the council and staying up to date. We, of course, have our roundtables going on in every district on their own schedule. These are generally in-person activities and meetings that you go to. District and council information is handed out at those meetings, an opportunity to ask questions, interact with the other volunteers in the same level or in the same areas that you are, packs, troops, crews, ships, um, and ongoing training, continuous training and updating. We have our direct email, which where we send out direct emails through our services here, sending it out, keeping you up to date. Newsletter and all. That says enough right there because there'll be more talk about that one later on. So we use a variety of ways to keep everyone informed to the best of our ability. So our new website that's coming. So as it has in there, the website team, which we just talked about and introduced most of them that are here, um, is freshly redesigned for the whole program. We've been combining things from both councils, having a fresh layout, making it hopefully you'll think it's very user friendly and accomplishes its goals on there. And of course, if you find a problem or have a suggestion, please let us know. And in my emails there, and we'll be putting some emails and other information in the chat rooms for you. So real areas that we're looking at this our website I want you to think about has two main focuses here, right? Our new families who haven't yet joined scouting but are looking for information, and I think you'll see that that's a big bulk of this. And the other one is keeping our current family informed and involved in what's going on. So that's the header, but we'll be taking a look at the actual website in just a second. um, just kind of a base header right off the top on our top menu. And what does all this go to? So the Join Scouting is a very quick link to the beascout.org. I'm sure more than one of you has seen more than one email or posting about making sure that your information about your unit is up to date. National does a massive promotion on Be a Scout, and we encourage and support that as well. Be a Scout is the primary means for promoting our units as far as the digital media goes. We have a lot of nested structures on here, top down, where you hit some of the menu areas at the top and the information is over there. And not too many, right? Because we want it to not be a lot to look through, and also works well for a phone as well. So we're in the news a lot, positively. A lot of good opportunities going on. Eagle Scout projects. We just had a video walkthrough of Camp Gorton that was done. Gary Decker with Bob Confer do I'm gonna get this one wrong, Scouting in the News. And any of these times that we find ourselves on the news and media, we want to make sure that you're aware of it and we're putting ourselves up there. And there's a great area to find out more about that. About us as our council, district staff, volunteers, all the stuff about us and contact information. So general information about the council, the districts, who the main contacts are in the districts, and what those districts cover. Then we have our calendar, which has all of our events on there and can be filtered to different things. If you're only looking for certain types of events, you'd be able to filter it. More program-specific information on Cub Scouts, BSA, venturing, range and target activities, just different programs that we offer. And again, designed in a friendly format for our new families coming and looking. We've got our camping information, so the different types of camping opportunities that we offer in this council, and also where you can rent from any one of our properties and take your unit camping at one of our three wonderful campsites with the campgrounds, the Adirondack shelters, the cabins, all through there, but also where you're going to find information about day camp, Scout resident camp, Cub overnight, adventure camp, and Birch Bark. main area of resource for our unit serving volunteers is right here under the volunteers. We have information about sign up nights, recruitment, retention, planning a budget, advancement information, training information, pretty much anything that can be of a benefit to the units, you'll find right here under volunteers. Scout Service Center has the information about our National Scout Store up in Buffalo and our two service centers, both in Elmira and Oakfield. And support us is how to support the Great Falls Council. It has the information about, Friends of Scouting, endowments, memorials, the special event fundraisers that we do, registration to get to those things as well, in-kind donations if your business does it. So all the information regarding helping the council support the scouting program in our area can be found through this area. So what we're going to do is take a kind of a quick overview look here at what this council thing looks like and hit some of the main features of it. So this website, don't look at my browser address. It is going to be gfcscouting.org is what it's going to be in just a few more days. And I am going to throw that into the chat right now. It won't work right now, so don't bother going to it. It's not live yet. So gfcscouting.org will be our council website. Now, if by some chance you happen to go to Five Rivers BSA, WNY Scouting, it'll all go to there. So don't worry about you don't quite remember what it is when you're talking to people. You didn't memorize it as I said it. It will bring you here. They will all move into here. So as I said, it looks a lot like what we have. Front page is mainly for our new families coming to look, direct access to those areas. But another nice feature that we've got going on is some quick upcoming events right down in here. And as you find them without even looking at the calendar, we put these a few months out. You'll be able to click on them and go right to registration. So nice little feature right through there. As we talked about with our news area, but our calendar is really nice. So right on here, you have a lot of search and filters to go off of. You can also subscribe to one of these. So if you wanted this to show up into your calendar, whether you're using Apple, Google Calendars, Outlook, you could actually get the information to subscribe to put it onto your phone or your calendar so that you stay up to date with this information as well. And you can, of course, just filter the information. You see how it starts showing up there, has some different colors, kind of focusing on what they are. And you can keep going month to month. You can change the type of view that's going on here. From these events, right here, highlights, you get more of the information. And right there is where you can go and register for the event. Scroll down a little bit farther. If you're the type of person who likes to have a hard copy, you can print out the council calendar and you can just print a month at a time. You can print all 12 months. You can filter out what you do or don't want. And then if you're looking for another activity, maybe outside of our council, something that might be near one of the border sides or across the country, there is a link to a national calendar of things that other councils have posted up there. So you can go to the national calendar and you can find other events through there. Now, one of the other, we'll look at the volunteers real quick because I just want to show you one of the features that we have built into here. So advancement, awards and recognition, training, unit support. So webinars like this will be recorded and put under the webinars area. But one of the features I wanted to show you on this one, because this is really nice, is these pages have a lot of information and you might want to know what that is. So right over here, we have this quick link section. So if you open it up, this are the main topics on this page. And just by clicking on it, it takes you right to there. Now you can X out of it and it's gone. It will also disappear in a little bit. You leave it up there. If you're on your phone, it'll disappear a lot quicker. Same thing. If you want to go back up, you'll see that there was a return to top button right down there and takes you right back to the top to start going with. So a lot of good information. Now, this account login and parent portal are for our event registrations and for use for the parents. We talked about it during the event registration training we just did on Sunday. And again, that video will be up momentarily. And again, quick donate area and a spot to search. So that's our main areas here of, or just kind of the overview of, our website. Of course, the other thing, if you're not familiar, is clicking right there takes you back to the home page. Oh, I should also say camping. You can see we have broken out to properties with all the camps and information about those camps, our day camps and overnight adventure camp, our resident camp, Jamboree and High Adventure and Burke Bark Expeditions, and facility rental. So you can go and book one of the great facilities that we have for a camp out by your unit. And I would encourage you to look at those areas. They're great facilities at low pricing as well. So I am going to head back over to our presentation. And I can't thank enough of all the people that have been helping us work on this to combine all the information from two councils in there. Okay, I am going to turn this over to Charlotte, I believe now.
Yes, I know Jill is hoping to join us at some point soon, maybe within the next 15 minutes or so, but sure, I will jump in here and talk a little bit about social media and how that is changing based on what you already know and maybe what you have used. So I think the first thing I will mention, if you are not connected to the council through Facebook, either on the Five Rivers side at this point or Western New York Scout Council on the western side, please do so. That is our primary platform for social media communications. Currently, the way things are set up at the Western New York Scout Council side is that our communications tend to be a struggle or a balance, perhaps I should say, between what we want to share with internally with our internal audience, with you, right? With our scouters, with our volunteers, with our scouts, and what we want to share externally with people we're trying to bring into the program, the scouts and the families we're trying to recruit. And so there will be a slight change as we transition into the Great Falls Council and social media. So here you see the layout. So we will have a Great Falls business portfolio, and you will see we will have the Great Falls page for council-related information. Again, this would be information to bring awareness and help recruit people into scouting in general. We'll also have district pages, which will be managed by the district executives and by volunteers. And all of these will have elements of employee and volunteer contributions. We will have camp pages for Sam Wood, for Gorton, for Scout Haven. We will have a Birch Bark page. And if you are coming from the southeastern part of our new council, Birch Bark is a high adventure canoe program that is actually organized under the Western New York Scout Council and will be part of the Great Falls Council. So you are welcome to explore those opportunities for some higher adventure canoe expeditions in the coming years. Order of the Arrow will eventually have a page, and this block in yellow is to represent the water cooler. This is what we are adopting from the Five Rivers side of things in terms of an internal communications tool where we can continue to promote things like University of Scouting or upcoming training events or camporees or cubberies or whatever might be happening within our group without it flooding out there to the general public who have no idea what we're talking about. So that will be a little bit of a change, and we will encourage you to join the water cooler group. You can actually do that already. If you are not a member of the water cooler group, it is currently still under the Five Rivers Council, but on Friday that will become part of the Great Falls Council and our business portfolio for social media. And then in terms of unit Facebook pages, we certainly encourage our units to have them, and we can offer some help in how to set those up, often at University of Scouting or potentially in webinars that Jill and I might do in the coming year. We can help you set up those resources so that you are connecting with the people who are using social media to find out about things, which, as I'm sure you're aware, is only on the increase. So we do have a council Twitter account, and that will remain active. And there will be Instagram accounts associated with any of these Facebook pages. Again, at the Great Falls, at the council level, we'll use that Instagram account, and then we will. This is sort of, there's going to be information and decisions made about using Instagram and other social media as we evolve and come together over the next 6 months to a year. So look for changes, but the plan is that this is what it will look like, and Instagram will be part of that as well. Okay, so I sort of summarized these things before, but we have the council and the district, the camps, Order of the Arrow, and the water cooler. And you can see here who's helping to manage those elements. The council marketing team is a growing entity. Right now, it's Jill and I and some members of the existing marketing team from the Western New York side, but we're looking to grow that and help support our districts in having a volunteer from each of those areas be part of the council marketing crew, but also contribute to things that are happening and promoting things at the district level. So, like I said, DEs will be in charge of district. Camp leadership will have ownership of the camp pages, Order the Arrow, and the water cooler. For example, Mark is a contributor there, and will continue to keep us up to date, especially on unit level and commissioner related information. So, if you aren't already, we'd like you to encourage you to like and subscribe to all that you see here. First of all, the Great Falls Council page. If you are currently subscribed to the Western New York Scout Council page, on Friday that will be renamed. So you don't really have to take any actions to do that. You also reside within a district. And if you're not sure what district that is, you can go to the new website on Friday, and you'll be able to pull down the district area and find out where you are. And then you can subscribe to the appropriate district that that your unit is located in. So at the district level, it'll be more specific to camporees that are organized there, the leadership, the roundtables, being informed about those things. The camp pages, Gorton, Scout Haven, Samwood, and then Birch Bark in addition to that, and then joining the water cooler private group. And all of these on Friday will become very, very apparent to you. The one thing that will happen at the Five Rivers side is that the current Five Rivers Council page will become the red jacket, or what is the new
Right. When they determine their new name, then that was just a placeholder name for now for us.
Okay. Which, if you're on the Western New York side of things, sounds very confusing, because that's the name of a district we just renamed to Whitetail. But anyway, so whatever that new East District is renamed as, that is what the current Five Rivers Council page will become. We will create a new district page for scenic trails, which is the western side of what is the current Five Rivers Council area. And so you will have multiple ways to get information through our Facebook channels. We will have, so the word on the street is that the word newsletter is like a 4-letter bad word. So we're calling it a newsletter because we all know what it is. But basically, there will be a monthly communication with everybody, and it will come out the first week of the month. So give us a little leeway in these first couple of months as we iron things out and come together. But the idea is that in that first week of every month, you will get a council level newsletter that will provide you with information on council level things and a preview of some upcoming activities. We are using a platform called MailerLite, which is a lot like MailChimp or Constant Contact. And we will have a template. So when it comes through to you, it will be familiar to you. And the idea is that we be following the most up-to-date recommendations and best practices when it comes to sharing information, not to inundate you with too much, but to give you the visuals and the links to give you more information for those that you need. As we develop our our communication, our distribution channels through MailerLite, there are opportunities for the districts to then have their own ways to communicate with the districts, for the Order of the Arrow to do the same, for camping as well. And there will be opportunities for you to subscribe to these different newsletters or communications going forward. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Canva, but it basically turns anybody into a graphic designer, and it's a pretty fantastic tool. So we have a pro Canva subscription for making flyers, designing social media posts. You can use it for just about anything you could imagine. You can design patches in there. You can make flyers. You could design business cards. It really is nearly limitless. I have not found it to not have something that I can use when I'm looking for something specific. So that's available to our volunteers, and especially if you're chairing an activity or a camporee or training or whatever you might be doing, if you need access to Canva in order to promote whatever you're doing, we can provide that access to you. And through that, we'll have the brand kits and logos. So we do have a YouTube channel. That is a clear opportunity for us to grow, to feature more visuals, right? Through YouTube, on the excellent camps that we have, the volunteers who are involved, the programs that we offer. We will continue to find opportunities to use these channels going forward. But the idea is that there's one Great Falls page to be created with outward-facing content for all programs, including camps and Birch Bark. That water cooler page is going to feature internal content such as training, meetings, reminders about registrations, things that are coming up that our volunteers would be interested in knowing about, and our scouts. And then in terms of other things, there's going to be a contact me page at the end here, but there is Mark's email address, and ours will follow in just a minute. And the reason we can't show you the Facebook pages is that they are literally a switch that will happen overnight like magic. And by magic, I mean that working very hard to make the transformations happen. So from Thursday night into Friday, all of these changes will happen with our social media sites, so that on Friday, when you wake up, and if you were to go on to the Western New York Scout Council page, it will now be called Great Falls Council. And likewise, if you go to Five Rivers Council, it will become that Eastern District. So make sure that in the meantime, you're welcome to subscribe to and like the Western New York Scout Council website, because that will become the new Great Falls Council site. So going forward, there'll be training and support for developing social media content in 2025. Watch the newsletter for upcoming information and news. And lastly, on the bottom here, this is not so specific to marketing, but I'm guessing that this is a captive audience. The programs committee, as part of the merger, has developed 2 surveys. The top one is for the older Scout program, so for venturing, exploring, Scouts BSA, I forgot one of them, Sea Scouts. And then the bottom one is for Cub Scout the program. So if you are active in whichever one of those you are active in, please take the appropriate survey. We're trying to gather information on how far people are willing to travel, what their favorite activities are, how they prefer to be communicated with. All of these things and the data that we collect from this will help us make smarter choices about how we do activities and events and how we communicate with you. So those I need to, and it looks like Mark just threw those into the chat.
And
so
I see Jill just joined us too.
Welcome, Jill.
Thanks. Sorry, I'm late.
That is okay. We are just flying through here. And what's our last screen there, right? Our questions?
Yep. So the survey's up, and it's in the chat room. And we would encourage you to not only take that, but to share it on to the other members of the unit and the scouts that you work with, so we can get some information to help us plan as we go forward. So it's in the link or it's in the chat room. Please save it as well because you have it right now. So even if you just click on it, have it on your browser, and then you can always go back to it later on and share the link because once the session's over with and the chat's shut down, you don't have it anymore unless you've caught one of the ways that we've already sent it out in our different ways of communication. But we encourage, your feedback, thoughts. These are the ways that we've looked at creating our stuff for right now. We've taken the best of both forms of communication and going forward with that. If you have other ways that you think might work, we're open to suggestions. Um, just like if you feel, there's some tweaks here or there with the site, we're open to suggestions. Really, you find something that was wrong with the site. There's a lot of links and working through all of those links and make sure everything was good and we didn't miss anything, and sometimes there's a spelling error. We try to do the best that we can and we're always looking for the feedback to come in.
No, but thanks for everybody who attended, and please get in touch with me. My GFC scouting account is still getting up and running. So you can reach me if you need to reach me sooner than that. Give Charlotte or Mark a buzz and they can forward the email to me for right now. I'm really looking forward to helping make this marketing communications part of the council as seamless and thorough as possible. And looking forward to learning what works best with this group of folks.
Okay. I am going to do a shameless plug as anybody's looking to type in questions, comments, concerns, and even about, hey, I like this or I don't like that from what you've heard so far. Uh, Feedback is truly a gift, and we don't move forward without some type of feedback. Otherwise, the way we thought it was is absolutely fantastic as we thought of it. So we really do want your feedback. But my shameless plug is we are always looking for help. There's only a few of us that do these things, whether it's, and I'm going to do a shameless plug for marketing, from marketing to technology. We're always looking for help. If this is an area that you might, be looking to get more involved in, whether you're the type of person who wants to be at events and taking photographs and sharing them over with us, we'd love to have people like that, people that are great for maybe writing articles, for the not newsletter that's coming out. Or if maybe you're more technology based, you like to be working on, website content and updating, or we use an event registration system and you want to help build those events, or part of it is on our website we have um a support area, an online support. So when you're having issues with technology, whether it's you or your unit having issues with my.scouting, Scoutbook, Scoutbook Plus, event registration, pick a online tool you're having issues with, we've got a place that has helps, tools, and also a way to submit we'll call it a ticket for I need help. If you're good with any one of those systems and you would like to be one of the people that can help out our other volunteers, then please let us know. So we have a lot of ways that we work with it, including the hardware of the council, maintaining and managing our internet and the computer systems and other technology. We're always looking for help in those areas. So if this is something that you're interested in, then please use one of those emails, call us directly. You'll also find when the council website goes live under the program area for volunteers, which is people who are looking to volunteer at council or district levels. There's a link right there or a box to click on that says, I want to volunteer. And it asks you where you want to be involved in, what would be areas you're interested in. Please go that way as well. This is all volunteer with the professional support. We can't get this far without the volunteers. They can't get this, or we can't get this far without the professionals. They can't get this far without the volunteers. It's a very good cooperative agreement. And we need more help. There's never enough of it, as you know. So if it's something you'd like to do, please let us know because we're willing to take on almost everybody. They took on me. I see you've been adding in the questions as I've been talking. I appreciate that.
Sure. Well, just to give people some idea of what you were hoping to get out of this. So, I realize that maybe everyone doesn't want to respond to them in a public way, but if you do have some feedback about what we've shared with you, please reach out to me and Jill and Mark and let us know.
Yep, you're always welcome to either send a private message on this. If you don't know how, depending on how much you use Zoom, under the chat, there's on my computer, it looks like a blue button that says to everyone. If you click on that, you'll actually find a specific name, or you can search for a name, and then it goes as what we call a direct message, and it'll tell you in red it's a direct message. You could send that to us as a direct message. You are welcome to email us later on and call us. And we are more than happy to get that because, again, this is for all of us to use. Not it's not just mine and Charlotte's and Jill's and Patrick. It's not ours. It's for everybody to use, and we want to make sure we get the information out there in ways that are beneficial to you. So I've got nothing else unless what happens when you subscribe to a calendar. Oh, so cool. So what happens when you subscribe to a calendar? Do you get email notifications of meetings, other, etc.? So no. What happens when you subscribe to the calendar is when you're using, and I'm going to pick on mine, I use Google Calendar. So when I subscribe to something, it looks just like when I put the a calendar event in my yeah, blah. Sorry. I got distracted by a message that popped up. It looks just like when I put a message in or an event into my calendar, it shows up an event. What happens when you subscribe is anything we've added to that calendar shows up on your calendar now. So if you're subscribed to the entire council calendar, you would see the everything that shows on that council calendar, whether it's meetings, um, Klondike Derbies, Camporees, whatever it may be, would be showing up on your calendar. If you subscribed to only the Cub events, then anything that was tagged as a Cub event would show up as on your calendar, and that way you would see it. And then from there, what you can actually do is you could, let's say you decide you're going to go to it or you want more information, those calendars, just like I showed you on the council website, they have the more information and they also have uh, the link to the registration. You would see that on your own calendar as well. So if you were to click on, let's say, Klondike Derby, North Star Klondike Derby, if you would click on that on your calendar note on your calendar, then it would come up with the information along with the link to register, and you could go in and do that. So that's what it does to subscribe. Well, again, on behalf of all of us and what's soon to be the Great Falls Council, we thank you all for coming. As we said, this is being recorded. We will post it momentarily. We just got some other wrap ups to do on stuff, so it's not going to be tomorrow. But once it is done, we will send it out in all of the normal communications. For those not familiar, which you should be by now if you paid attention when Charlotte talked, the normal communications will be, out via Scout Book, posted to the water cooler, sent out through emails, through our different email communications, and people told at roundtables. So when we say we put it out, and then on not Friday, probably the following week, you will see it under the webinars under unit support. So with that, thank you very much. I'm going to be staying on in here until the last person leaves, and to answer any questions you may have in case you didn't want to say it in front of the group. So thank you and have a nice night.